My name is Kenneth Lebbi. I recently started at Sparta Global. I'm currently working as a junior talent coordinator. So I am a recent graduate from the University of Leicester. I was studying management studies, but I didn't know what industry I wanted to go into. But once I actually finished uni, I noticed a few of my friends actually decided to work in tech. So, after doing a bit of research, I felt like this was the route for me. Once I was applying on LinkedIn, I saw what Sparta had to offer. It felt like this was the company to go for. I like the fact that I'm able to network and talk to people, for most of the day, as I am dealing with a lot of candidates. As I'm bringing candidates through the application process, I like being able to announce good news to them in terms of if they've passed their assessments or passed their interviews. I do like, them kind of phone calls because it does bring a bit of joy to my day. Back in 2020, the whole situation with George Floyd, basically on social media, a lot of people started speaking up on the way Black people were getting treated, and I just saw this one tweet in particular, this young girl who said she wanted to do a protest in Leicester, and as I was studying in Leicester at the time, I reached out to her and said, I'm willing to help out in any way I can. As well as one of my flatmates, he said he was down to help out. It was just during that time, when we were in the pandemic, we weren't allowed to, really leave our house or anything. But seeing everything on Twitter did, kind of get to me. So once I saw that tweet, it just sparked with the idea of, I actually want to make this happen. So when it got to the point where we just started a whole group chat and just said, anyone who's interested, please join the chat. And it got to the point where we had, hundreds of people in there. When I was getting contacted by, local other protesters in the area, as well as even the BBC at one point got involved because we did an interview with BBC News. And it kind of just took off from there. It happened on the 6th of June, 2020. I remember because, we had over 4,000 people there right by the Leicester Clock Tower, and it was just a magnificent day for, being able to speak out for what needs to be spoken about. It was a peaceful protest, so there wasn't any marching. We just all gathered around the clock tower. The Leicester police were also involved in terms of, just trying to keep things safe and essentially allowing us to gather when at the time gathering was not particularly allowed. However, we felt that this protest was absolutely necessary at the time. But essentially we just spent the day protesting. We had people in the microphone speaking out some of their thoughts and some of their own personal experiences. And the day in general was just a massive success. I saw a statistic on CNBC where only 7.4% of Black people actually make up the workers in tech. I feel like having more quality leaders would be very beneficial for, inspiring the younger Black generation. But we do already have quite a few influential leaders already, like, for example, Stacey Brown, Philpott, her, as well as Dr. Dre, who obviously made Beats by Dre, which is massive in the tech industry. So I believe we do already have strong leaders, and there are many more that I haven't mentioned. But in terms of, having a face or having a role models, I believe that is very important to the younger generation, not just for Black people, just in general. Personally, I think in terms of what we've had to go through, over the past, couple of hundred years ago, from where we were back then to where we are, I think we have made, massive progression. However, it is still very early days, and we are starting to just, emerge and thrive through this society today. So if we give it more time, if we present the younger generation with more opportunities, because I feel like, we definitely do have the excellence in order to thrive in the tech industry.